Hey guys, I'm gonna sit you up here. We'll have a little chit chat. So I want to tell you, I'm new to YouTube and videos and all that stuff, but I'm actually not new to doing entertainment on the internet. Now, back in, I think it was 2002, 2003, there was a game called Star Wars Galaxies coming out, which isn't, it's not even up anymore. But it was a multiplayer, massively multiplayer game like World of Warcraft. And I only say World of Warcraft. There are people that play MMOs will be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's just so I can kind of parlay what it was. Anyway, the point is, back then I had, covering up my bald head, should grab a head, I guess. But what I'm trying to point out is, back before the game came out, I had actually started, and this was before podcasts, because iPod wasn't even around yet when I did this, but I took and recorded me and my brother and some other people as well that were in a group of players that we had put together that were going to play the game. And the reason I didn't continue this was because I was married at the time and went through a divorce, and my dad died and all this other stuff. So there was a bunch of reasons why I didn't continue playing the game. But actually, I think Sony had heard my show or whatever and sent me a alpha disc or a beta disc. I digress. That's how early it was. It was before it even came out. But I would record MP3s with my brother and other people that, they would call in and all that kind of stuff, and record those, and I would upload them to a server, like a server where you could drop files and other people could download them. And so I did that, and so it's basically a podcast before podcast. I mean, people are still on dial-up, so they were downloading my show very slowly. So I've done a lot of audio stuff on the internet. Second thing I did was I had a radio show that I had made. Again, it was early in the era. Copyright stuff really wasn't clamped down yet and stuff like that. And I had made another podcast. I think they had just started having podcasts at that point, but I'm not sure. Because I'm not sure what year it was exactly. I think it was 04, 05, I'm not sure. Anyway, I had a show called 80s Rockin' Radio, in which I would play 80s, big hair band songs, all that kind of stuff. Kind of like Dee Snider does now with the House of Hair. I started at about the same time he started House of Hair. It was really close to the same time we started out. But I call it 80s Rockin' Radio. You may still be able to search and find some stuff, maybe Internet Time Machine. Hi, Kitty. Kitty goes by. Kitty does what Kitty wants. We call her Kitty Kitty. She likes that name. Somebody came and said, she was our cat that she had, and she had too many cats anyway, and we would take care of her. Well, she's already been living with us for a while. But she did not like the name that she gave her. We call her that, and she just, Sierra, she hates that name. Anyway, so I get off track. This is part of my ADD that I have. So sometimes I ramble. Anyway, the 80s Rockin' Radio, I had that going, and I would upload the songs with it. And I had a bunch of people that had put it on their internet radio stations, because that's what was big then. So that's why I put music and stuff on it, because people would put that. I would upload the file, and different internet radio stations would download that file, put it in their playlist, and it would play. Winamp Radio, if any of you geeks from back then can understand that. The llama on the Winamp Radio. Anyway, so I did that for a while, and I was actually on a terrestrial radio station with that as well. It was so if for some reason somebody remembers hearing 80s Rockin' Radio in Arizona, I think it was northern Arizona, it was a community radio station, and For them, it was free content. They just played it, and I loved it because they played it. And so I had that going. And then the last big thing, and I think you can still find this, it might still be on Stitcher, might still be on other places, but it was a show that I did. And this one, just to warn you, there's language in it. This was back when I was drinking, back before I really cared about, anything, and back before I decided to give in and say, hey, God, you're in control. I give up. You've proven to me over my appendix blowing up and all kinds of stuff that, hey, you're in charge. You want me around, I'll be around. If you don't, you're going to take me out. So there is language on there. I was drinking on there, but it is a funny podcast. It was with me and my brother, who is now doing stand-up comedy. And one of our friends, John, and another named Missy. And Missy was actually a police officer from South Carolina. So we do a segment on there, which I thought was pretty neat, where we'd ask her, what's the craziest person, we wouldn't have names or anything like that. And it didn't have to be scripted over, like, what's the craziest thing that happened this week? Who's the craziest caller? It was kind of cool. We had guests on there, quite a few guests. And I will warn you, a lot of that podcast is mature content, so it's not safe for children. This channel is safe for children, I hope. I might have slipped a swear here and there, and I really apologize if I do. I can't go through and, edit and bleep stuff out right now. But my laptop is supposed to be here tomorrow, so hopefully I'll put on better things for you. That show was called Torbulation, Torbulation, I believe. And it was it was a combination of Celebration and the initials, because I was a big video game guy, the Old Republic, Star Wars, MMO, okay? So I had started that podcast. Now, also, like I said, it was hard for me to get used to being in front of a camera, but I kind of got used to it now. I just treat it like when I ran karaoke, which is another thing I did. So I've done a lot of entertainment stuff with audio, which is why one of the first things I got was this mic. This mic was $20. If any of you out there are doing, and I think some of you will be watching this during the binge-a-thon, and some of you may be listening to this video or not, I don't know. Doesn't matter to me, but it's called Power Device. Here's what it is, Power Device. I got it for $20 on Amazon. And no, I don't have an Amazon link. I don't want to get an Amazon link. And here's what I'm going to tell you about all that. Although I may review products, take products, all that kind of stuff, if they offer to have a code for me for a discount, and they want to give me part of that discount, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to give the rest of it off to the people. Reason being is I'm not here to sell you products. I'm not here to make money off of you buying products, okay? If I somehow, someday, get enough people to get monetized on YouTube, then I'll take that money. That money will be gold. Some people look to make a lot of money. If I ever get monetized and I make $50, $60, maybe $100 a month, okay, that's enough to take care of the internet bill, and that makes doing all these videos even more worth it, because it's just paying, they pay for themselves basically at that point. So I'm never going to take any commissions from selling anything. I will review it. I'll put it up. I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, but I'm not here to make money off of selling things, okay? If a company wants to sell you something by giving it to me and having me review it, if it's a good product, then there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not going to make money off of you guys watching this channel That's not my plan. I did ask for help for getting panels, and I got some help from some friends close by, but I'm not gonna ask you for stuff. I'm just, unless I'm in a real bind and this is my last resort, I will. But for the most part, I just want to be upfront with you and tell you that I'm not going to take any commissions or anything like that. You'll never see an Amazon link down there. The only thing you might see down there eventually is when I have enough subscribers and stuff to have my Teespring down there. I'll have a Teespring where you can buy shirts, and I'll make a little bit of money off of that. But like I said, I'm not going to review products and then take a percentage of the money that if any of you go and use my code and buy it, I get like 5% or 10% or whatever. I don't want to go. I'm not here to do that. And I say that as a person that used to sell things at Radio Shack and get a commission. I don't want to do that because there's two reasons. One, I don't want to feel responsible if you buy a product through watching my video and then through using a link and I made some money off of it and you buy the product and now you don't like it. Well, I feel crappy because I made money off of something you don't like, right? So I feel responsible for that. So that's number one. Number two is if I'm trying to make money off of things, I'm trying to make money off of a code, right? Like let's say two companies send me something, okay? It's the same type device, okay? And I'm taking money from those commissions. Well, I'm going to push whatever product's going to give me a higher commission. That's just common sense. So that's why I don't want to do that. Okay? If I use a product and I buy it on Amazon, okay, I will put the link directly to that product on Amazon. It does not go through a link that pays me. Okay? I'm happy enough with the income I have every month. I am trying to figure out a way to get back to a working state instead of relying on disability from Social Security. And before you say, I just want you guys to know how Social Security disability works is you have to have 10 years of work credits to even be able to qualify. And then after that, it's a crapshoot whether you even get approved for it. Okay, I was lucky. I got approved first claim I sent in. So, but I also went in prepared, and first claim I put in, I went in and put in with a lawyer so that it was all filled out to a T of what it needed to be. Because government paperwork, you make a mistake, they will throw it out if it's got a period in the wrong place. Okay, so that's why I did that, and I paid the lawyer and all that stuff. So just trying to let you know that it's not something that you just get. You have to work so many years before you even qualify for it. But my point is, after doing this, I'm trying to figure out a way I can make a business because I can't always work 8 hours a day. Sometimes I can work 30 minutes a day. So I have to work for myself. Like I said, I'm not trying to make money off of YouTube. So maybe I can set something up where I have a shop and I customize vehicles, customize vans, RVs, buses, maybe something like that. I don't know. I'm going to look into it. And Social Security actually has programs that help you start a business and all that stuff. Because I don't want to be and rely on Social Security, because just like anything else, especially when you start looking at homesteading stuff, I want to be self-reliant. And what if one day everything goes to hell? Well, Social Security is not going to be there to give me money every month. So I need to be able to have some skills that I have that are marketable and sellable. Anyway, like I said, I ramble and I go on tangents. And I don't edit these ones right now very well because I don't have the laptop. Hopefully tomorrow it'll be here. It's for UPS, so I never count on it till it's at my door. Anyway, back to what I said. $20. It's Power Device. So lapel mic. It comes with two sponge covers, I guess you would call it. But I don't have. I've lost them, and that's not their fault. It comes with a pouch. It comes with a lens cleaner on it. It also comes with the adapter for, I think this is just for a camera instead of a cell phone. And it also comes with an extra 25-foot cord. So, it's also very well reviewed, and I will agree it's a very good mic, and it's only $20. So, if you want to improve the audio that you're putting out, and like I said, that's where my bread and butter was for a while. Not that I ever made money off any of this stuff, I just had fun. Sorry, I'm playing with the iFidget. Then get the $20 mic. So I really wish that I had more Roger fixing content for you guys, but until Thursday, a couple of days, I don't know if I'm going to have the weather to be able to show you the last part where I'm hooking up the gas tank and putting that on there and getting it fired up. So I have to wait till I get a little bit of, I know I'm going to have some clear time without rain to be able to do it. So it might be Thursday's video is the next Rebuilding Roger episode. But I do want to try, keep trying to make something for you guys every day. And it's not just for you guys, it's for me as well, because part of the disability I have is, and this is hard to talk about, but part of the disability I have is every time that I have a headache, and I didn't know this my whole life, I thought migraines were something that lasted forever. Or not forever, but you got it and it just lasted and it was horrible. Well, I found out from my neurologist that, yeah, there's those ones, but there's also the ones, which are the ones like I have, which are very short and sharp. And what I mean by that is my headaches, when they happen, they don't last very long, maybe 5-10 seconds, okay? But you go, oh, that's great for, if you have to have a headache, I guess but it completely shuts down everything in my body. And half my head throbs in pain, and I can't think, I can't move, I can't do anything. And it's the strangest feeling in the world. Well, I didn't realize those were migraines. But they're not just migraines. Whenever I have one of those, I get another lesion on my brain. The last MRI a few years ago, and I've had a few migraines since then. I don't have them all the time. I have maybe one or two every couple of months. But it puts another lesion on my brain and basically eats away at either functionality or memory. So that's what I want to let you guys know. So that's why it's hard, hard for me to do stuff sometimes. But that's all for this video. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully with the laptop. We'll see. Later.